Hello, fam. I look a little weird because the weather is so nice and I'm trying to sit by the door where we are. Let me close it a little bit because the lighting is just off. There we go. And my house is a mess because we're moving, so I'm moving everything around. So I apologize. But I wanted to hop on here and talk about this because if you've probably noticed, everything looks crazy right now. Like, the earth just looks insane. There's a bunch of stuff happening. No one really knows what's going on or why it's going on. The climate is crazy. Energy is crazy. Hi, Carrie. There's just so much occurring at once. Hi, Pao. Thanks for hopping on. I'm trying to fix the light because I look super bright. I was just saying my house looks like a mess because we're moving now, so I'm like changing everything around. I'm just gonna look white, y'all. Super pale, I apologize. So what is actually happening? What is happening to the earth? Why are all these like natural disasters occurring? And I had a very powerful download before I found out about the earthquake in Mexico, where I felt in me very, like, if you've ever seen The Fifth Element, that's like a very accurate description of what's happening right now on the planet. She is the fifth element, right? That woman is the kind of savior of the planet. And towards the end of the movie, as they are trying to put all the pieces together and save the planet, they have the Earth Stone and the Fire Stone and the Water Stone, and this brightness is like really getting to me. I'm like, why do I look so bright? Maybe I'll do this over here a little bit. Oh, it looks so dark there. Okay, I can't win. So anyways, towards the end of that movie, they're putting, if you've never seen it, first of all, you should see it. It's a fantastic movie. They're putting all the stones in place: earth, water, wind, fire, and then she is the fifth element. She stands in the center. And all these elements become activated, and then at the very last moment, yes, Paola, she is revamping. At the very last moment, she experiences love for Bruce Willis's character. And in that moment that they kiss, and he tells her that he loves her, he has that exchange with her, she then blasts this ray of light and completely saves the earth. I think that's a very powerful metaphor for exactly what's happening now. The elements are speaking. It's been fire, it's been wind, it's been rain, and now earth, most recently. And this is communication directly from Mother Earth to us. And you can sit here and say, it's being modular, it's being controlled. We're being controlled and we're being screwed over by some sort of weird conspiracy group that is doing whatever you believe in. Okay, it doesn't matter. The fact is that this is what's happening with our climate on the earth right now. And okay, to some degree, they could have controlled the wind and the rain and created this hurricane circumstance. But okay, the fires and the earthquakes, I don't know. We're getting a little crazy if you think they're going to be manipulating that. So first of all, understand that the earth is speaking, and she's speaking loudly, and she's communicating something very, very important. And furthermore, let us not forget that not even 2 weeks ago, we had a total solar eclipse, okay? We're forgetting that there's a bridge between what happened and what is happening now, okay? August 8th, the Lion's Gate opened. It was a very direct portal to our fifth dimensional ascension. I've been talking about this 4 weeks. Okay, the portal was opened. We have been shifting slowly for the past couple of years, and this was the final piece of the ascension. The portal opened. Within 2 weeks, we had a total solar eclipse, which was the culmination of that energy. Those 3 days following the total solar eclipse, I led a meditation series on reseeding the planet. Within 2 weeks of that, we have fires, storms, earthquakes. Okay, these are not random. These are not random. I need you guys to understand this. This is all connected. We're not dying. The end of the world is not happening from a physical standpoint, but it is happening from a dimensional standpoint. We are time hopping in a very major way. And either you are getting with the time hop and waking up and realizing that the time is now for us to come together, that the time is now for us to take care of our planet, that the time is now for us to put the power where the power belongs, which is in grassroots, which is in the people. It's never been governmental, you guys. It's never been governmental. We have forgotten where the power really is. This idea that the president has some sort of superpower over the country, this is very illusory and it's very effective. It's a very effective blanket of illusion that we've had placed over us. And so it has power because we've given it power. All these institutions have power because we have given them power. We have somehow collectively agreed to give these institutions power. And so now they have it. And now we're pissed because we realize we don't like what they're doing with the power. Okay? This is what's happening. We are all pissed. We're pissed at corporations. We're pissed at the meat industry, pharma, president. We're unhappy. Rightfully so. Power has been corrupted. And as a result, now our best interest is not being taken into mind. We are rightfully pissed. Now, the way to solve this is not to gather around in a circle and trash talk authorities and trash talk powers that be. That's not going to fix anything. It's not going to do anything for us. Thank you for the hearts. I'm glad this resonates with you. It's time for us to realize what's happening and start with Harvey. Don't look too far, okay? Look at what happened from a community perspective when Houston got flooded the fuck out, okay? Every single small business owner that I know and most major companies that I know came together and started donation rings for the people displaced by Harvey. Instantly. It was instantly. It maybe took 24 hours for people to get activated and turn on the realization that they needed to do something, wanted to do something. Okay? Did that come from a president? Did that come from... Absolutely not. President touched point in Texas and was like, oh, this is terrible, and left. That's literally what happened, in case y'all missed that experience. Nothing was done. And if you really think that he's going to do anything or that anybody up there is really going to do much, you're mistaken. It is the community that is going to save those people who have no homes now. That's the community that's going to do the work, okay? Same thing is going to happen in Florida. It's going to be the community that's going to do the work, okay? Same thing is going to happen in the West. It's going to be the community that does the work. Nobody is going to save us but us. And when we finally realize how much power we actually have, when something really matters to us and we collectively decide that it is time to do something, we do it. We don't waste time. We get together, we gather our resources, and we do what we need to do. So, yes, all of these natural disasters are awful, and they're sad, and the emotion in the collective right now is so strong, I can't even begin to express what's being felt in the collective. No one's gonna make a difference, Bao. It's not even him. It's not just him. It's any institution above us. It doesn't matter. They're not vested in that. We are. This is our people, okay? And when a natural disaster strikes, like a hurricane or a flood or earthquake or fires, it doesn't discriminate black, white, brown, immigrant, not immigrant. It doesn't matter. That is going to touch your life exactly the same way. Mother Nature does not discriminate, okay? And this is when we need to realize that all these petty fights that we have with people are completely useless and they mean nothing. Because when something like this happens, everyone's life gets touched. It doesn't matter who you are, what side of the fence you're on, or what you believe. You will be affected equally, just like everybody else, okay? So this is a wake-up call. These natural disasters are a wake-up call of two things. For one, for us to finally recognize our unity, the fact that we are one and we are equally affected by the things that happen on this planet. It doesn't matter what you believe or what you not. A hurricane is not going to sit there and say, I'm going to drown these people out and not drown these people out. That's not how Mother Nature works, okay? Everyone's going to get touched by that hurricane. Doesn't matter, okay? By those floods, by the earthquakes. Doesn't matter, okay? for one. For two, how much power we actually have, that when we decide collectively that something matters to us, we can get together and we can do something about it effectively, without help. Just with ourselves, without help, just with ourselves. We have that kind of power. So I hope that we are paying attention. I hope that our eyes are open. I hope that we are watching how much influence we actually have, and that this portal that was opened for us was for us to see that. The portal that was opened was for us to finally step into our collective power, our conscious power, and say, yes, now we collect, now we come together, now we work together, now we change this vibration pattern on this earth. That's the whole point of what happened. Okay? So again, Earth is not ending, it's not the apocalypse from a physical standpoint, but it is the end of our world as we know it from a dimensional standpoint. We are no longer going to allow ourselves to exist on this three-dimensional pattern of struggle and hustle and violence and taking advantage and depending on higher institutions, giving all of our power away to higher institutions. That is no longer going to work. The power is returning to the collective. It is returning to us. It is our job to wake up and recognize that we are sovereign. It is our job to wake up and recognize that we are the ones with power. We are the ones that have a say, and when we are using our power, we can make effective change. And when we are giving our power away, we are literally putting our lives and the future of our people in the hands of institutions that do not care. They are not interested in that. So the faster we recognize that we are sovereign and that it is up to us to come together and do good work, the faster we are going to see this time hop that we are needing to have out of this 3D and straight into 5D. We've kind of been in this shifting to 4D, but we're going pretty much straight up at this point. So a lot of things are happening from a personal standpoint. Like, I am talking to more and more clients, whether they are my fitness clients or they are my intuitive reading clients, that are being called to change the way that they eat. They are moving away from meat products. They are being called to eat more of a plant-based diet. And they're like, why? Why is that happening? Why am I feeling this way? You know, a lot of them even used to be vegetarian or vegan, and then they stopped, and now they're being called back to it. That's also my case. Because meat is very heavy. Okay, flesh is a very third-dimensional experience. Eating flesh is a very third-dimensional thing that we do. For those of us who are ready to time hop and move to a higher dimensional frequencies, we just can't do that. It weighs us down too much. It's too heavy in our vibration. So when we eat it, not just does our body feel heavy, but our energy gets heavy. It also affects our intuitive connection. It affects our psychic ability. It affects our ability to connect with our guidance team and to feel part of the whole. It disrupts the purity of our channel. So we are being called to let that go so that we can have a more effective connection and do work that we came here to do. Same thing with things like caffeine and sugar. We're becoming highly sensitive to stimulants, much more so than in the past. So those of us who are very sensitive and very empathic and are doing this kind of psychic work are realizing we are becoming intolerant to high amounts of sugar and high amounts of caffeine. It's no longer working in our system. Because we're changing. Molecularly, we're changing. Vibrationally, we're changing. And the things we used to tolerate, we're no longer tolerating. Meat, sugar, allergens. A lot of us are developing a lot of intolerances and allergies, and that's because we're changing on a molecular level. Okay? So start paying attention to what your body is communicating to you. Yes, Carrie. Start paying attention to what your body is communicating. If you are eating something and you're like, I always used to eat this and now I can't stand it, that's information, okay? If you are you suddenly having sensitivities to gluten or sugar or caffeine, maybe you used to, like me, I used to drink a lot of coffee. Now, if I have a certain level of caffeine, I'm through the roof with anxiety. I cannot tolerate it at all. I've become very, very intolerant of even normal amounts of caffeine. I'm talking like 2 cups of coffee, like regular caffeine. I would not be able to tolerate it. My tolerance level is at 1 max. I can drink half calf, 2 cups of half calf, and I have to stop because my energy's off. With meat, I'll eat it. I have eaten it since I really stopped because my mom cooked or I'm out or whatever. And my mood changes immediately. It's very immediate. You're welcome. It's very immediate. I'll eat the meat and suddenly I feel emotionally heavy. I feel emotionally weighed down. I'm struggling with my emotional range. Okay? These are not coincidences, accidents. You're not crazy if you're experiencing this. This is you being called to make some very important changes in how you are nourishing your body. Your vehicle is transitioning out of very third dimensional to higher frequencies. And so we cannot continue to do the same thing we've been doing because it doesn't work on a higher vibrational frequency. I mean, you can continue to eat that way and feed your body stimulants, but you're going to get very sick. And we're seeing a lot of that. We're seeing a lot of people get sick very fast and they don't understand why. And it's because there's incompatibility with what you are feeding your body. Okay? There's incompatibility with what you're putting into your body and how your body is desiring to function. There's no longer that. It doesn't match anymore. So when you're trying to make two pieces fit and they don't fit, you're going to get things like disease triggers. Okay, sensitivity triggers, things of that nature. This is what I've been receiving and also what other channels are receiving. And it's all the same message, which communicates to me that there's a very strong validity here because these are people who are not connected to each other having the same download. Okay, so pay attention to that. This makes so much sense. Also why my 2-year-old refuses most of that. Yeah, my kid, who's almost 2, will not eat meat. He will not eat meat. When he was very small, I could blend it and he would most likely eat it. At this point in time, he has a very strong aversion to meat. And we always thought that was so interesting. We used to laugh and say, oh, this kid's gonna be vegetarian. Now I understand why. These children, they're coming in, they're higher frequency than we are. These are crystal children. They're programmed on a different level. They don't have tolerance for a lot of third dimensional stuff. The same way my son has an extreme intuition about what he's going to like to eat. Like some things he's never tried. I'll be eating something, he's never tried the thing that I'm eating. And he'll look at it, he'll point, and he'll say, I want. And in my head, I'm like, he's not gonna like this. This is like weird spices or something. I give it to him, he loves it. Same thing when he doesn't want to eat something. He'll have an aversion before he even tries it. And I try to make him try it. He's like, I don't like this. He knows ahead of time. His psychic intuition is so strong. And these are the kids that are coming in, okay? And they're here to teach us that, teach us attunement, alignment, okay? So kind of went a little rampage about children because Carrie and I both have kids and so it makes sense to talk about. But I want you guys to understand what's happening. This is not end times for you to start freaking out and running around and spreading terror, right? And I understand the desire to want to share videos of warning of like what's happening with the storms and stuff, but like chill out and don't terrify people. We don't need terror, more of that in our system. Yes, my son does also. We don't need more terror, okay? Terror lowers your frequency. When you start to feel afraid, you lower your frequency. And when you lower your frequency, you get sick and you get stuck in this third dimensional nonsense. So don't do that. Be prepared, meditate, focus on becoming centered, take care of the people around you, take care of yourself, be kind, be generous, be compassionate right now. People are struggling, be kind to them, okay? And just understand that we're changing, we're evolving, and our power is evolving. It's not going to be where it's been all this time. It's coming back to us. And sometimes it's very scary because then we realize we have a responsibility to do something. And the reason we gave our power away to begin with is because it's a lot easier for us to give our power to outside institutions and say, well, they take care of it, right? But now when they're misusing that power and we're freaking out, we realize we have to make a decision. Either we become responsible for our power and take it back, or we continue to give up our responsibility and live in a world that we totally hate. Okay? These are where your choices are now. So clearly the answer therein lies to create a world that we love is to take our power back, and with the power to take the responsibility back. And wherever we're becoming lackadaisical or lazy with our energy, we need to stop, claim it back, and start acting from an empowered place. Put your money where you want it to go. Buy things that empower local communities. Don't purchase things that are going to continue to empower things that are taking our energy. Okay? We vote with our finances. People have said that for a long time. Vote with your money. Put your money where you want it to go. Donate things that you don't need. Declutter your home. Minimalizing is good for you. I'm about to send out all that you see back there is being sent to Houston. A family that just had twins, and they have nothing for them at all. No clothes, no blankets, nothing. So I'm sending, there's someone from here who's driving to Houston and taking a bunch of stuff, and I'm sending a bunch of bins. Baby clothes, bunch of stuff that I had stored for next child, doesn't matter. I'm emptying out my closet and having them take it because they need it right now. This is the type of stuff that we can do. It doesn't involve you giving a ton of money or sacrificing yourself a ton. It just involves little things that you can do that could really make a difference in another person's life. So look at where that is and see how you can help, and decide to help. Decide to become part of the solution. Become active, become a voice. Okay? Now is the time to do that. Please don't panic anymore. You don't have to. This full moon was very intense. It's a Pisces full moon, a water full moon, not surprising considering all the water we're getting everywhere, except in the West apparently. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Now more than ever, become conscious of your energy and how you're treating each other and how you're treating yourself. Become conscious of whether you're self-caring, whether you're taking time for yourself, whether you're working out, whether you're eating right. Because how you take care of yourself does a lot for your energy. The vessel has to hold your psychic ability, has to hold your spirit. So take care of the vessel. Don't ignore the vessel. Very important. Okay? So I hope this video served you to give you some perspective on what's happening. Please share it out so that people can get access to this information and stop freaking out. You will be okay no matter what. We will survive and we will time hop. It might be a little bit more painful for some than others, but as long as your perspective is towards ascension and alignment, you will be fine. Okay? I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, my name is Shakti. I'm a health and fitness coach and a psychic intuitive. Any way that I can serve you during this time specifically during this transition time, please write me and let me know. Okay? Thank you so much, Carrie. I love the hearts. Have a great one.